Today's video offers another way of expressing many of the ideas we've been exploring together. This is an opportunity to see familiar insights from a fresh perspective, reinforcing things that we've already discussed while adding new layers of meaning. I hope this Q&A resonates with you and sparks even more awareness on this journey. One of our community members always has such good comments and advice, and her messages are very consistent with my understanding of the state of disclosure. So, I'm going to let Susan take over in a minute, but first she made a comment that is quite timely. Funny how things always work. I want to put this out there to you guys and get your thoughts. As most of you know, I don't follow many alternative news sources, so I really don't know what others are doing. But Susan indicated that many are putting on conventions or events of various kinds. Here's my take on that. During my years in pharmacy and government, I attended many conferences. I had to do continuing education for my pharmacy license, and I found it much more beneficial to go to a CE conference than to do some little half-hour article online. Then when I worked for the state of Florida, I did a lot of public speaking, so I was often a speaker at continuing education seminars for doctors, pharmacists, and nurses. I prided myself on the presentations that I did, and I think I can safely say that they were widely appreciated by those in attendance. Since I left the field, I have been to various herbal conferences, energy healing, and extraterrestrial seminars, which I chose to go to and got so much from all of them. I also made wonderful contacts and friends at these many conventions. I love my vacations. So, a conference was always a way to vacation and learn. I also studied extensively with Tony Robbins, including his Life Mastery course in Fiji, which cost me a fortune. But I can say that the lessons I learned were life-changing. Even though I had read several of his books and taken some of his courses via audio tapes, there's nothing like a live experience. So I don't know who's doing these conventions or if they are ripping off people. But I have recently been thinking about some kind of event where many of us could meet. A healing vacation, so to speak, with morning meditation, healthy food, some speakers, and of course, lots of hugs and tears if we so choose. We are looking at some beach locations and some nice resorts where people can relax and heal. We'd have speakers on all levels of disclosure, including our food, government corruption, and extraterrestrial advancement. I was even thinking that I could set up one-on-one times for some because I know that so many of you have health questions that you'd like to discuss. It's just been a spark in our minds, but it was interesting that Susan mentioned such events because they have always been welcomed trips for me. We all need to be surrounded by love and support, and something like this takes time to coordinate, and my videos are always my priority. Anyway, don't forget to tell me your thoughts. We are probably looking at a year from now. We would also have volunteer positions available. If it begins to develop, I will be asking for your preferences in different polls. I don't know about anyone else, but I used to travel a lot, and Tim and I have been holding off with the state that the world has been in. So, we're sure looking for an opportunity to travel again. Tell me what you think. Would you be interested in some sort of seminar in the future in Florida? If so, would you prefer a beach setting, a resort with golf, or a high-rise in the middle of Orlando in the middle of the theme parks? Okay, so back to Susan's comment. There's one other thing that came to mind that I'd like to share my feelings on. Susan makes the point about people spreading misinformation, and many of you have asked my opinion of other podcasters. I can clearly see many of them that I have been told by credible sources or through my own research are not authentic connections or who are spreading misinformation. I will do a video with my analysis of a topic, and I will expand on someone else's content, but I don't watch others' content, so I know very little about them or their motivations. I won't call out someone for being a fraud. And let me tell you why. I've seen this madness. When two different truthers start calling each other out, and I don't have a problem disagreeing with someone, but I won't give any opinions on their motives because I don't want an entire community of zealots who are late to the program and think they know everything because they've watched some podcasts of somebody who claims to have all the answers. Susan explains this well also. We don't need hundreds of followers commenting with hateful comments defending their idle truther. That's not the energy that I seek to create. So how can you tell? Watch for subtle messages in what I say. If I have researched someone and trust them or what they are saying, I'll tell you. If I believe they are talking out of their ass, I won't say I agree with or support them, but I will tell you what they are saying in the interest of full disclosure. It is your job to elevate your frequency and wake those spidey senses up, and I'm here to help you do that. Okay, so this wisdom comes from Susan Nachman, who has been part of our community for some time now. And here we go.
Oh my, I could write a whole essay about this subject. I would say the majority of what's in mainstream media, like the UFO programs and social media, is way off. Some so-called experts are planted to purposely push the fear agenda. They may be a threat to our national security. Then you have the crowd that charges for seminars, personal DNA upgrades or downloads. Then there are the religious agendas or the hopeful wishing scenarios. So, red flags. Anyone who gives specific dates for anything. Anyone who wants to sell you information to gain access. Anyone who promises trips aboard craft, medbed appointments, or cures for terminal illness. I'm okay with low-cost webinars or personal readings, but this whole industry is too much in my opinion. Also, be aware that although the negative ETs were booted off the planet, there are still some low-level, juvenile delinquent trickster-type entities who can hack into a well-meaning but naive lightworker's lines. These are usually very pretty, sweet, and vulnerable young women who use New Age names. A few things to remember. The ETs that are on and around Earth now are benevolent. The various ET groups are not giving much information about the specifics of disclosure. Yes, it's coming soon, but it's going to be done correctly and gradually in order to prevent shock, economic fallout, and fear. No one is going to take joyrides on craft. Perhaps a few human contactees, scientists, or others who already have personal contact. The Federation has to work together with our governments. They aren't going to take over, throw out our medical and educational systems. It's mentoring, information, and assistance. Disclosure is not just UFOs. It is a program initiated by the Andromedans who pulled the emergency brake. This planet was in big trouble and on the way to destruction. The program is saving humanity. That means all of the world. Poverty in Africa, clean drinking water in rural villages, technology for cleaning our toxins and plastics, returning the appropriate oxygen levels, returning safety by neutralizing nukes. Right now, the information needs to get out there. The basics, the general plan, and where we are going. It's coming and soon. As I was told yesterday, it has started and will continue to accelerate at the right time and pace the public can handle. We really are in good hands. Please know there can be some bumps, but ditch the fear and the drama. We are in a so much better place than 2 years ago. Best wishes.
I couldn't have said it better. Your wisdom and insight are truly appreciated. Your level of understanding is both inspiring and enlightening. Thank you for taking the time to share thoughts. Sometimes a point becomes even clearer when it's expressed in different ways, offering new angles of understanding and deeper insight. I'm so thankful for the amazing energy of this community and how we are coming together in the spirit of disclosure. Let me leave you with this thought by Ryunosuke Satoru. Individually, we are one drop. Together, we are an ocean.